Welcome to DVC Alumni, where every story inspires the next. The Alumni podcast where you get to hear the inspiring stories and transformation that DVC has had to offer its alumni. And now, on with the episode.
Oh, and we are live. And why don't you go ahead and introduce yourself?
Thank you. My name is Trish Muegge. I'm from Pleasant Hill, Bay Area.
Okay, a local yokel, as the saying goes.
Very local, yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So let's kind of start off at the beginning, back at some time back in the 19, So did you grow up here in Pleasant Hill or?
I did. For the most part, grew up locally, went to Carondelet High School. So really local.
Okay.
Yep. A lot of local, public schools first, and then Carondelet was the high school. And then went to DVC for 2 years here.
Okay.
And then up to St. Mary's College. So very local.
Okay. So a lot of Catholic schools in there. So
a lot of Catholic schools going on
good
there.
education. So let's talk a little bit about, so you went from being a Cougar over at that's her mascot. So it's just like I coached softball for a long time. So it's like we had some of the girls went to Carondelet. So, but so you went from there and then you came here to DVC. So talk about your time. Did you go straight from Carondelet here to DVC?
I did. And luckily I was really, really happy that there were about 5 of my closest friends who did as well.
Okay.
So that made it really fun, special time. It just seemed like an extension from high school. And for me, that worked. Okay. I didn't have a desire to go away, be on my own, let loose, be away from family. I'm very family oriented. I had a sister and she passed away in high school, early years, at age of 16. So the 3 Musketeers of my familyhood was very tight, and a lot of I have a small family and they're all back. The rest of my relatives are back east. Mm-hmm. So I didn't know exactly what I wanted to do or be or become. I just knew I'm going to use some of my God-given talents and figure it out along the way. And it just was comfortable for me for that. And I have to say, those years here at DVC were so impactful, so memorable. Some of the classes that I took are still, 30, 40 years later, still very much my favorite.
Well, we weren't going to go into how many years. Oh, come on. So I was going to.
It's okay.
And I feel that because it's like, so talk a little bit about those classes because again, it's like one of the things that you and I were talking before we got started here was that life is so not linear.
Nope.
It is just, we start off and we have this idea, I'm going to do this and this and that, and none of that works out.
Right.
So you end up here at DVC. And it was you and your other 5 friends, mm-hmm. and you're all kind of marching in here. You didn't have to wear your uniform anymore.
Didn't have to do that. And we were excited. I know it helped to have friends. But it just, again, it's an extension from high school because high school goes by very fast, and if you're feeling lost, it's nice to just keep some grounded areas. So I got a part-time job. My friends and I worked, in Walnut Creek at Limited, like clothing stores. So we would come to school, we'd have the classes, and then we would go work and then go home to someone's house, cook, learn how to cook, watch soap operas, and just kind of enjoy the 2 years of figuring life out. The classes here, though, some of them are, again, I still use some of the skills I learned. So I went to St. Mary's. Mm-hmm. And paid a lot of money to be there for 2 years. Had a great experience. I lived off campus, even though my family's local. But certain classes that my friends and I had to take, we still use today. It's called clustering, actually.
Oh, wow. Okay. Yeah. So talk about that. Which classes are you?
It was like an English class. I don't remember his name. I remember what he looks like. And he drilled in us how to do clusters. And clusters is like, the subject goes in the middle of the paper. So say wellness, that's what I do, circle it. And then from there, you draw lines out from what are you trying? You're trying to put a paper together. You're trying to tell a story. You're trying to write a paper. You're trying to develop and create a plan. So you cluster subject in the middle. The lines go out from there. It's like a spider web. And from there, you would write maybe fitness. And then from fitness, you would write an exercise program, an eating program, a nutrition program. Wellness also means maybe reading, developing. So whatever you're trying to put together, and it would be these lines, and then the lines would have lines, and the lines would have lines. And then there you have your creation. And so from there, you write your paper or you give your presentation, and it's something you remember because you have to write it all down. The lines help you like physically also remember. So for people who are, have to give a presentation, you're going to remember where that line was here and here and here. It helps you develop what you're trying to create.
Yeah.
Memorization.
I remember back, it was about maybe 30 years ago, maybe 20 years ago, I learned about mind maps.
Oh, yeah.
Which is,
I think it's the same thing.
It's the same thing. And it's just like you're starting to describe it. And I'm going, oh, no, I know what that is.
Yeah.
Because I do use it all the time for, it's just like, okay, we want to do X. And it's just like, and just kind of see where it goes.
Yeah.
And there's actually an AI program I just discovered. And I haven't had a chance to look into it much. And they did pay for the $35 for your subscription. But it's just, you put in your subject and it develops an entire tree.
Oh, yeah.
On all the various, and I'm like, oh,
it's clustering.
Yeah, I'm so going to use this.
Yeah, very easy, but it was very useful. So if I'm going back that many years and that's the class I remember, it's pretty powerful. I think it's pretty powerful,
well,
especially I've done a lot of jobs, a lot of, skills training, and we always come back to clusters. So.
Well, and I find that to be, I agree. I mean, I think it's an unbelievably powerful tool because it helps you to develop clarity on, like, you got this vague notion, and usually people start panicking about it. Right. It's like, oh my gosh, I'm there. Yes. All right. And then you can develop a process and, okay, we got all these things. Well, let's take a road. Okay, this is the road for it.
Yeah. And it also can help you in developing maybe skills that jobs you want to do. What do you like? What are you good at? What are your God-given skills? How are you going to use that? And then, because I do teach and train, run programs, what do you don't want in life? What does that look like now? You may not know that young, but as you get older, you're like, I don't want to sit in an office for 9 hours a day being told what to do. And what is the ideal day that you don't want to look like, or your life not to look like? And it can help put those two together. Your why, or you're not your why. So anyway.
Well, it's amazing that, you did this some years ago.
Yeah.
We'll go back. Yeah. But it's so that it's stuck with you that long, because I agree. It is a very powerful tool that, when I learned about it from a friend of mine, John Camp, who does consulting. He's also a Lean Six Sigma type of guy. And it's like, he uses it all the time.
Yeah.
And it's amazing what you could get out of it. And I mean, programmers use it to some degree, and it's like all this other stuff, but project managers and things like that. But it's just like, it's an opportunity to start with a clean slate and work your way through the whole process. So you learned this amazing class.
Yeah.
And you learned this amazing process. So what else do you remember from your DVC time? Figuring
out what subjects I wanted to do with kind of what degree I should get. So because I again didn't want to do, I'm not good at math. I'm not good at certain things. It allowed me to figure out where I'm going to go. So between high school and DVC, I wanted to be a nurse at one point, and I couldn't really dissect animals in the classroom in high school. Couldn't even do that. So something's like, you're probably not going to be able to work on humans. So turned that corner, and then I was occupational therapy. I looked at. I knew I wanted to help people. I knew I wanted to make a difference. I knew I'd like to interact with people. So just had to kind of go through some steps. Some of those jobs had a lot of science involved, so I figured that out here. And I'm really not a big fan of science. So some of the jobs, occupational therapy, nurse, physical therapy, were a lot of math and science. So I ended up going into psychology background or degree. So it helped me figure out, oh, you do work with people. You have to be able to, how can you help people read people, interact with people? And between business and psychology, I knew those two industries could lead me to lots of opportunities. And they have. A lot of different jobs I've had all deal with people.
Okay. So so you get out of here from DVC, which again, the story that you're telling is, I hear this all the time. And I think this is the place where you get to find out what you want to be when you grow up type thing.
Yeah.
And even then it's like, it's also like life is life. I mean, it would be like coming here, getting a degree and making buggy whips. Well, that ain't coming back,
Yeah.
And so, or even like learning to program mini computers, which those have been gone for ages.
Yeah.
But so you go here. So you go to St. Mary's, wonderful school, beautiful campus.
Beautiful.
I ride my bicycle past there all the time. So
yeah.
So what was that experience like? I mean, you lived up there, right?
Uh-huh.
And you got to experience an amazing, beautiful campus and all that good stuff.
Yeah.
So talk a little bit about that.
I liked it a lot. It helped that one of my best friends was going there too. So we came here together and went there together.
Mm-hmm.
So that was very comfortable. I like that, comfort zone a little bit just because of my upbringing, with my, losing a family member, your core gets rocked a little bit. So I like being 40 minutes away, can come home when I want, family can come visit. And the classes, I like the small community. So I thrive in that versus being in a big school and lost and out of my comfort zone. So, and I know a lot of people struggle with that right now in life too. So if that helps someone, great, to think about that, because I think people just choose to want to run away, get out of the hometown, get away from mom and dad, and they go somewhere. And I know the statistics because I study them because I have kids choosing what their paths are like. But I think it's a good 60% of kids will come out of college, not know what they want to do, not go into the industry they want, or they come home sooner than they expected. And that's okay too. It's all okay. It's just, the stepping grounds, I think sometimes could take a lot of that stress away. Like I did. I really saved my parents a lot of money and I got to figure things out and have fun. I got to work as well. So at St. Mary's, I also continued to work a little bit, made my own money. I had fun. I got to meet people. St. Mary's classes now I had chosen psychology. So some were really hard. Some I barely made it, like the math. And there I got to just really, develop myself as well as just an adult human trying to figure life out as well. So,
Well, and it's always tough.
Yeah.
And I think people, kids got it so easy. No, they don't.
No.
It's like life is hard.
Yeah.
So it's just one of those things where it's just like, yeah, they got to figure it out.
Yeah.
So you get out of there. So you get done at St. Mary's, go Gales,
Yep.
and you head off into the world. And what is your first stop along the way?
My first stop was I had a minor in child development.
Mm-hmm.
So I thought I wanted to work with children. I love children too. Didn't really know what kind of job, but psychology at least opened up wide range. I hopped into a job in the software industry and I knew nothing about software industry. I knew nothing about, I was just coming out of college, to be honest. And I had originally accepted a job in Moraga with this learning development center. I was going to help them develop it, help with the kids. It was new. So I was like, oh, this is perfect. And so my friends called me up and said, hey, there's this job, this company. It's going to be amazing. We're all getting in. Just get in and you'll be able to have, you'll be able to just have some choices. We're figuring this all out along the way. And I knew these girls from my husband from high school at Los Lomas, a local high school. And they're like, you got to join. It's like a family-oriented thing. And I'm like, I made it 1 week at the other job. I said, thank you so much, but I'm going here. And I got into, it's funny because I don't really like math. It's overwhelming to me. And I'm not good with numbers, but the position I took was in accounts payable.
Okay.
Okay. So I think it helped knowing that my dad, early in his life, and he's a great businessman, he was on his way to an accounting job. He's good with numbers. Along the way in New York City, he passed a company that said Qantas Airways, and they were hiring. And he went in there and asked, what is this? And never made it to his accounting job, took an airline job. It was the best job of his life and my life. So where he worked for Qantas Airways. So knowing that, I think I just was like, oh, my friends are saying this is going to be an opportunity.
Mm-hmm.
I can develop skills. I can get in early. I can have stock options. I didn't know anything about that. So, and it was a great job. And I moved myself up to like account management and
Oh, wow.
and I, handling accounts, again, people jobs and staffing and stuff. So
Can you tell us what software company it was?
oh yeah, PeopleSoft.
Oh, wow.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So
PeopleSoft.
I was going,
love them.
okay.
Love them. They're still a thriving company in a different name. And I got a lot of, everybody worked there. My husband worked there. I got my friends in there. My friends got me in there. You had fun. You work hard, you had fun, and you developed all kinds of skills. And that's kind of what led me to kind of doing what I do now, is offering similar things to people. Like just get into wellness and you can figure out a ton of different ways to go with it to make good money and be well. But that first job was like
that's an amazing start, because it's just like, and this is back at a time when there was a million software startups. There was a million, oh my gosh, we're going to make $1 million. It's like, oh my gosh, it's going to be the best thing ever. And most of them failed.
Yes. And they were the leaders.
Yeah.
And they're still thriving in that industry.
Yeah.
But it also just leads you to go take the chance, take the risk. And here's the other message I learned. And I still teach other people this to this day. Just because everyone doesn't understand what you're going to go do, that's okay. Because everyone said to me, you know nothing about softwares. Why would you do that? If I had listened to that, my life would have been totally different. Financially, my resume, how fun I had. I mean, it was the best job. Amazing job. And I remember those people saying that. Same thing when I got into the wellness industry. You know nothing about nutrition and wellness and e-commerce and running a business. Why would you do that?
Well, it's the Richard Branson thing, say yes and figure it out as you're going.
Yes.
And that's essentially what
I love
doing.
that.
So it's
I love that.
It's always, it's like, oh yeah, I could do that. And then, oh, wow, this is hard. But then you figure it out.
Yeah.
So
choose your hard too.
Yeah.
Corporate, I got laid off, which led me to the next job. So, when you work for other people and other companies, layoffs happen. Accept it. It's not a failure. Move on, find something else. And it happened to me 3 times in 22 years. So a lot
That's not bad.
It's not bad, but it's not common either. It's now happening a lot more.
Yeah.
So when I hear people who go through a layoff or let go, I can help them pick themselves up a little bit. Because it's a lot of, you get hit thinking it's something you did, but the 5,000 other people got laid off too.
Yeah.
So you gotta,
Well, and I mean, sometimes it goes from being a great fit to not a great fit for a variety of reasons, and I've been down that road a few times with a variety of different jobs where it was just like, start off, oh, this is awesome. And then through, no fault of your own, it becomes, this is no longer a good fit.
Right.
And so, okay. So you got laid off 3 times.
3 times.
And probably the first time was like, oh my gosh, this is awful. What did I do wrong? It's like, again, it's not me, it's you type of thing. Right.
Yeah. And you start to learn, it happens. Like the numbers have to be met. And a lot of things happen through that were like, that make you go, oh, but that department's hiring, so I could go work there. So you get some choices out of it. Sometimes that happens, but it also leads you to go, wow, maybe entrepreneurship is something I need to learn and live and do and have it on the back burner. I always knew also, my mom reminded me of this when I was young. So somewhere between probably 13 and 18, I used to say, I'm going to be an entrepreneur. I'm going to not have to work the hours I don't want to work. I don't remember saying that. So she did remind me of that. She was like, you kind of knew somewhere deep down that something had happened to someone somewhere, and you knew you didn't want to have to be reporting to somebody or be told, no, you got to come in. And I think hardships make you appreciate owning your time. So it was probably when I had lost my sister going, maybe my mom had to go to work. They didn't care that she was grieving or just lost whatever. Or my dad had to, or he didn't get as much time, whatever had happened during that stage. So deep down, I knew no one's going to tell me I have to come in when I can't get out of bed.
Yeah. Well, and being an entrepreneur, I've known a lot of them, and I've been one myself. And it's like one of the things is like, it's, yeah, you get to set your own schedule, but if you don't get out of, one of the greatest, and we'll get to, this is a segue, by the way.
Okay.
Yeah. So a friend of mine, Dick Hickson, he's now in his 80s, but he came to DVC at one point. He had a very, very successful commercial photography business for six decades. And it was born out of, he just needed a summer job, between, he was going to go to UC Berkeley, and he took a class here, I think, in photography because he was interested, but he ended up developing this business. And he said the number, I asked him one time, I said, what's the most important thing being self-employed? And he says, your health. Because if you can't get up out of bed and go to work, you don't get paid. So yeah, and it's just, and I know that's true for a lot of stuff. It's like, if you cannot get up out of bed, it's tough to make a living, and it's tough to interact with the world.
Right.
Right. So that was a really clumsy segue.
No,
but
you know what?
Let's go. So
it's amazing that you would say that.
Mm-hmm.
And I've been doing what I've been doing for 18 years, and a lot of it's been along the side of working another job, and that's fantastic to have supplemental income, and you get choices. However, my message and my mission and passion all along, sometimes I speak it, sometimes I don't. I'm much more vocal with it now when I show up on social media, because I build on social media, is that exact same reason. So watching my family struggle with the hardships of losing a child. My grandfather was also paraplegic. He got hurt on the job, and my mom was 9. So some of these are really hard subjects to sometimes talk about. So it's taken me 18 years, but in this field to say, okay, so life happens and it can take you down. That's why I love to help people go, find a way to make money. So if you're stuck in bed, emotionally and physically, and you can't get out of bed, you have a way to make money. And your health is utmost importance. So there's 2 parts to exactly what you said. And I get super excited about that, because when life mentally and physically takes you out, paraplegic happens, an accident at work, and you're stuck at home, I do what I do. So I have an income coming in, because I can make money off my cell phone at home, in bed. And I've had to. I've migraines for 9 days straight. I've had my son was struggling after COVID, and he had 2 months where we couldn't figure out what's wrong with him, and he's kind of fading away. And I got to work side by side him. I had built something, so my money was coming in. I got to take care of my clients and still build a business, teaching and training others off my cell phone, along the side of whatever tragedy, whatever issue was coming along. I can still help people. I can still run my business. I can still call and check on my clients. And that's why I do what I do, because people need to know that.
So we haven't told anybody what you do.
Anyway.
So, see, Try?
Yeah.
So it's like we just kind of segued into it. And it's like I said, it was a clumsy segue. So I do apologize for that.
I love it. It worked.
Well, and again, it's like, I think that you got to be healthy to show up.
Yes.
You got to be healthy to show up, and also creating a way. So talk about, what you do, and then how you kind of worked your way into it and why.
Okay.
So start with what it is you do.
Okay. I teach health and wellness. I am a self-care advocate, right? Like you said, if you feel good, you look good, you can show up good, you can do good in the world. I've been, had stomach issues my whole life, growing up in high school, skin issues. So it's all related, from skin, hair, mentally, and how you take care of yourself. So I teach people how to have healthy habits, how to eat properly, how to eat non-inflammatory. And it works for every age group. Because if you learn these skills when you're young, I wish I had them when I was young. I thought, pizza all day, the bread, the gluten, the cheese was a meal, and it wasn't. It was really...
It's delicious.
It's delicious. It was hindering my life, because I was always in stomach aches, and I was always like, I was hospitalized thinking it was an appendix, and it wasn't. It was probably just the foods. So I help families figure that out. It's like the, elimination diet, they call it, and people pay a lot of money to do that and go have that done. I can do that for free. I also teach and train other people how to have a wellness business, e-commerce business online. It's an international business as well. So But when I say you can use your cluster and find a million things to do with it, you really can. Mm-hmm. We have nurses who have joined into this organization of my company. I work for a very large wellness company, and they've been around 42 years. And then you get to take your passion, your purpose, and your skills and kind of run with it how you want. And it could be along the side of what you're currently doing. Like I did. I was in the corporate world, still learning a business, still learning how to be an entrepreneur, learning what this company offers. And the benefits are incredible. So I'm one that every job I went to, I want to make sure the benefits were fabulous. That was very important to me. Airline industry was fantastic. Oh, yeah. A lot of benefits. So I grew up with going, what do I get out of this? Like, I want to be happy. I want to be inspired. I want to feel good. If I'm going to work long hours.
Well, okay, let's go back. So you brought up a point. You just started touching on this, and I'm like going, wait a minute. Okay. So everyone thinks of benefits as like, do I got health care, vision care, do I get 401k, stuff like that. But you just touched on something that's why I stopped you. It's like, whoa.
Yeah.
It's because you brought something where it's like, does it feed your passion? You going to be happy here? I mean, it's got to be more than just free snacks.
Right.
Right. So, well, no, seriously.
And that's a big benefit in a lot of companies.
Yeah.
The company
ping pong and snacks. It's like, okay, great.
But they had it.
So talk a little bit about that, because I think that's very exciting. Is that you seem to think of benefits as something besides, those things are important.
They're very important, yes.
But, again, you talked about some of it. So talk about that a little bit.
Okay. They are important because you have to show up every day and be happy, right? And I've had good jobs and I've had really stressful, toxic environments. The environment has to be, and I learned this on that very first job coming out of college with PeopleSoft. There were snacks. They want to keep their employees happy. There were game rooms. There was travel. There were trips they would take me on. And the benefits I get, I love now. And travel. Travel was traveling. I got to travel for free, first class. Like I got to go see the world. That we took advantage of the benefits. Don't let those slip by. And those benefits of traveling in the corporate jobs, they made me happy. If I was going to work long hours, I wanted to be happy. And that was what they tried to do, which is smart. And the benefits now that I get to offer people is different because they get to, if they make extra income and they're healthy. Okay. So I'm going to take somebody, I want them to be healthy, feel alive inside. That's a benefit. They're going to find their passion. They're going to find inspiration in their day if they feel good and they can get out of bed and then go. Maybe they hate their job, but they can get up and go to the job because they feel good and they're going to mentally get through it. I teach people those benefits. I teach people how to use products that are going to benefit them a lot of different ways. And then they can also earn income themselves. They feel good and they want to teach other people. Maybe they want to get into build their skills, leadership, marketing, social media, photography. Like there's a lot of skills you can build doing what I get to do. And that fuels passion too. So kind of take like the thing I do helps people feel good, find their purpose, their passion, make income. And when you make extra income, you get to do what you want with that. Maybe that is your car payment. That's a good benefit.
Yeah.
Getting paid on Tuesday is helpful for people. Maybe an extra $500 is what they're looking for to make them happy. Maybe they're looking for an extra $10,000. Maybe they want to make a career out of this as well. Those are the options they get to choose. And when you have health and you have a job you love and you found passion and purpose to help people, and you have this extra source of time, freedom, and income, you get to go ride your life that way. You get to go start up charities, or maybe you get to go develop something, pursue your passion. Maybe it is traveling and being a blogger and vlogger. Maybe it's, giving back to the organizations that you are passionate about. I feel like a lot of what I get to do, which I love, is bring people's creativity and awareness to who they are and what they want to do with their life. Kind of like a life coach, because there's a lot of life coaching that I do with my job too. But along the way, the benefits of feeling good, getting their health under control, getting some healthy habits under control, allows them to go do life the way they're designed to go do it.
Okay. So let's touch a little bit on go ahead.
Oh, I have one other
Oh, yes.
Major benefit, which I wanted to lead, which I forgot. The community, your job or where you go, the community, right?
Mm-hmm.
So if you're showing up and everybody is in bad moods and they're toxic and they're not, working together as a team, that can drive you mentally, physically insane. Mm. So benefit of just one thing that I know everybody who I get to work with says, I love the community. I come back because of the community. I come back and I want to learn more about how to be an entrepreneur or build a business or make income in the wellness space is because of community. It's thriving. People all have life happening, but we're all here to help people get through it. We're still going to teach and train you how to do what you're going to do because we're going through life too. And we're all struggling in some way, but we're going to do it, help you together rise and lift up. So the community of where your environment is can make or break you. Mm-hmm. So that's a huge benefit.
Well, no, and actually, that's a very, very, very good point. I got too many berries in there. Well, not really, but the thing is, I mean, that's why I love what I do right now is because I love this community. I mean, it just is like, I get to come to work today. Oh, I love that. And I've had a few jobs like that where it's like, oh my gosh, I get to go.
Yes.
I've had jobs where it's like Sunday night I couldn't sleep because I was so excited about Monday coming, and this is that kind of job, even though right now I'm really tired because we got a lot of stuff going on. But the thing is to your point, it's about love of the community you get to work in. And life is still life. It still happens, and it's, everyone thinks that life is going to be always unicorns and glitter and stuff. And it's like, first of all, glitter is really bad for the environment,
right?
And it's just, I like that point of the, kind of that love of the community, because the thing is that is a very important thing. And especially if you're in a community that's very toxic, it's like, man, I've been there too, where it's just like, and you get up and you're just, and I have friends that have started businesses because of that kind of environment. They hated their job so much.
Yeah. So. That's how I ended up getting into this industry as well. The same girls who shared with me PeopleSoft shared with me this business opportunity.
Cool. So talk about this business opportunity.
It's in the health and wellness space. So it's come, in 18 years I've been involved with it. It's come a long way because everything is showing up on social media. So when social media is a class you can take here. It's in colleges, learning how to network. And social media is offered in colleges, but our company, our community, brings it hands-on. We show you exactly how to do what we do, building skills, transferable skills also. I told my kids, you're going to learn social media marketing and network marketing and direct sales, because everything you learn in this industry will help you wherever you go. And you can still build this along the side. But you can, whatever job you go into, sales, marketing, advertising, photography, if you're going to travel the world, you're going to need all these skills that we teach for free along this path.
Well, and I think anybody should be in a sales job at least once in their life.
Yep.
I think anybody also should be in the service industry, like, for instance, go in retail, whether it's wait tables or go and, fold clothes, or something like that. And you learn a lot of stuff about people, it's like being in face to face, dealing with people. And I think that's very important. That's one of those things where, and all my kids have had that opportunity at one point. Two of them chose being in the restaurant industry for a little while early on. And then my youngest one sold shoes, ultimately for Nike. And then, and she doesn't do that now. But the point being is that it's, working in an industry where you learn those valuable people skills on how to deal with people. They're mad because they're, whatever. And you learn how to kind of de-escalate and just, So.
And those jobs, actually, I did a lot of those, led me to, wow, if I'm going to work hard for somebody else, they're not taking care. They're not going to take care of me when I leave, right? Because I was laid off. They don't take care. I'm not getting anything fabulous when I leave. I get a pink slip. So I'd rather build something that my family, I could build a legacy. I can build something that I can leave and help my family out. And I can also be present in my family's life. So when my family's sick or hurt or they need me, I'm building something side by side.
Yeah.
So I can be side by side my family and not be told, right? That's a benefit as well. That's a huge benefit. Flexibility to own your day or schedule your day and not be told you have to come in even though you're mentally not even, maybe you're sick and if diagnosed with something. So that freedom and flexibility is a huge benefit. And a lot of times I will actually lead with that because a lot of people will have to learn that going to jobs they hate. But I'm also like, let's fast forward and think about it, build something before you need it.
Yes.
So,
that's the thing too, is you always got to start with a side hustle that can become
that's exactly what I do.
Yeah. So let's imagine for a moment, so you do health and wellness. Okay. So let's imagine for a moment, what are like 2 takeaways that somebody could start with as far as health and wellness?
Learning how to have the tools to help you in your body mentally and physically and spiritually. Like learn tools that can help. I help solve problems for people. So if someone says I'm 10 pounds overweight, my doctors told me I need to fix something, my skin's breaking, like I love that I can help solve some of those tools, right? If I can get them up earlier, I can get them on a better health routine, I can get them to work earlier and faster, I can save them time and money, I'm done my job. And from there, then they're going to go do their life. And then they tend to then tell people why they feel differently. That's a referral for me. And that's how I kind of build my business,
Okay.
So did that answer your question?
Kind of.
Okay.
We'll get there. We'll get there.
Okay.
So imagine for a moment that, somebody comes to you and says, hey, I need to lose 10 pounds. What's the first 2 pieces of advice you would give them?
Cut out sugar and cut out gluten and drink more water.
That's 3 pieces, but actually, yes.
Oh, okay.
No, that's okay.
Yeah,
No,
I go on and on.
Oh, no. That actually, and the thing is too, is usually people want a magic bullet and there is no magic bullet. At least I think, it's like first thing is drink more water. That's always a good place to start because nobody drinks enough water.
And add some electrolytes because if you're not taking care of the cellular level, your body still has to fight a lot of,
Yeah. But so in adding electrolytes, this is, I think, a key thing is sometimes people will revert to sports drinks. What's your opinion of sports drinks?
You want to use a very trusted company. Not all sports drinks are created equal. I chose the company I work for because they've been around. They're the original clean company. So 43 years, they have led the safe ingredient. They've removed over 2,000 harmful chemicals from personal care products, essentials. They're B Corp now. So if people are into sustainability, they're for the people and the planet over profit. I chose the company because the products are the best and the ingredients are the cleanest and safest. Right. So sports drinks, not all of them are. You have to do your homework. I used to have to do a lot of homework. Now it's a lot of it's readily available online.
Yes.
So
the internet has done a lot of stuff for us. Good and bad, but some really good.
It's fantastic because if I want to help someone quickly, I just send them the links, let them read about the ingredients, let them sample it, try it, feel the difference. A lot of them are filled with sugar. And if we're trying to get people off of sugar, which is harmful, and get them moving more, movement is key to longevity. So supplementation, absolutely, if you're using the right products, and then movement.
Yeah. Get off your butt, go for a walk.
Yeah. And cancer and heart issues run in my family. So my passion in wellness, again, I want to be a nurse. I rather help people get healthy prior to treating them being very sick. So it already runs in my family, and I've already helped my family quite a bit. My dad had cancer and a massive heart attack, and he survived and thriving at 81. So he teaches and trains a lot of people on a non-inflammatory movement lifestyle. And
so he's like the walking poster board.
He is. Yes. It's a family business. It really is. My family does it with me. Everybody's building an online business. Wellness and beauty is not going anywhere. Again, if you look good and feel good, you can show up and do good.
Yeah. So what would be like 2 pieces of advice you talk to somebody? We're both at a different end of the career than, I think I'm a little further down the road on my career than you are, but we're both, little more mature in our career than a lot of people. And what would you say are 2 pieces of advice that you would give to somebody about career choices? This is kind of the, if you knew now, what you know now, if you knew it then, how do you think that would
Powerful question. And that's good. People need to know. I would say, just like you said, start a side hustle that allows you to grow skills that you're going to use anywhere, and you find passion and purpose out of it. And that's how I did this. And learn how to have income with that side hustle, right? The skills and income will save you when times are troubled and and you need extra time and income. I talked to thousands of people over the last 18 years, and they all wish when there was a trouble, they had more time freedom and some extra income. The options would be different for their circumstances. So that is my biggest piece. That's why I always love to come back and tell people what I do, because they should know about it. Second is believe that you're capable. Yeah, you can do it. And if you didn't succeed the first time, just try it again. Like in this industry, right? Every industry has its goods and bads, but don't feel like a failure. Just try it again. It's not failure. The timing might not have been right. Circumstances might not have been right. Your mindset may not have been right. You try it again and learn a different way and talk to more people about how they were successful. And we will we'll get you back on track. And hopefully you have an environment and community that will help you do that. But and what I do, we do. So, it's really powerful because it's really about personal development too. Read more books. That's the third advice. Read more personal development books, because that will help you have the mindset to know you're going to do great things. Just keep learning. It's not a failure. It's fail forward, and, lock arms to people who are doing it, and just have fun doing it, and just keep going.
Yeah. Well, you always give me more than I ask. This is awesome. No, it's okay. Don't apologize. That's good. It's like, and I absolutely agree with all those things. I mean, I think about like Thomas Edison, when somebody asked him, it's like, well, you failed 3,000 times, dude. And he says, no, I didn't. I found 3,000 things that didn't work until I found the thing that worked. And it's just, and again, it's just like, it's kind of like and again, it's all about mindset. It's like, I've failed at a ton of stuff. Yeah. But yeah, I think that's good. So where can people find you?
I'm on social media. I'm on Instagram.
Where do they find you on Instagram?
Instagram is Pure Impact 07. Okay. Pure Impact 07. It's a great way to build, and be happy and influence, use your God-given gifts and just influence. Don't be afraid. And if you're looking for that kind of environment, just let me know. Okay. I like to sit and work with people and figure that out for them. A lot of people don't know what that is, or they're starting
do a cluster.
We're going to cluster away.
There we go. So, and we'll put links to all your contact information in the show notes, and then that way people can find you.
Thank you.
And is there anything you want to leave off with?
I hope I inspired one person to believe in themselves and get healthy. And if you don't have that combination, just reach out, because it's the opportunity that my company presents, the benefits. It's pretty special. It's pretty special. And we're looking for amazing people to impact the world, just make it better, make better humans out of people. And
we could use a lot of them right now.
I know. Human kindness. We're just here to solve some problems and have fun along the way.
All right, great.
Thank you so much.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, I hope, again, one person's life forever changed.
I'm sure that we did. All right.
Thank you for tuning in to DVC Alumni, where every story inspires the next, the podcast for the DVC Alumni Association. You can contact us at alumni@dvc.edu with any comments, and be sure to leave a like and subscribe to our podcast.